Time is fleeting and impermanent. Once it comes and goes, it's gone forever. You'll never get that moment back in junior high when you're hanging out with your friends or just doing some stupid shit, or even those times in high school where you would have a spare with your friends and you would just go and grab some food and just mess around, have fun, you know? Good times, right? And of course, those moments aren't gone. You know, you still have the memories and the good times in your head, but the time is gone. You're never gonna get that time back. You're never gonna be in high school again if you're already graduated, and kind of a harsh reality. So what do we do about this fleeting time? We all know that time is passing and you just can't stop it, right? Like it's one of those things that's inevitable. Time's gonna pass, you're gonna die, you know, the usual. So how do we slow it down or make a better use of the time that we have left? Well, if you've been watching me for a while, then you probably already know what I'm gonna say, and I wanna live by the 80-20 guideline. It's like a rule guide, whatever you wanna call it, but 80-20 really is a good way to just live your life. Basically, you want to use at least 80% of your given 24 hours in a day to do something that's productive or worthwhile in your goal or pursuit of living a higher life, whatever you want to call it. And then for the rest of that 20% of time, you can do whatever the hell you want. Okay, so let's put some math and numbers to this. 80% of 24 hours is 19.2 hours, which leaves you 4.8 hours to do whatever the fuck you want. Personally, 4.8 hours a day is a lot of time to waste, even though that is 20%. So I want to change that to 4 hours plus or minus 1 hour. So that means your range is like 3 to 5 hours to mess around per day. Even then, that's still a lot of time. So when you get real good, you can waste like 3 hours or less a day, but when you're starting out, you're probably going to mess around way more than that. And remember, you gotta start somewhere. So if you're already wasting like 8 to 10 hours a day or something, then okay, then maybe you want to raise your goal just a little bit. You don't want to have like a crazy high goal to start with, or else it's just not going to work. So if you're already wasting a bunch of time today, then just subtract like 1 or 2 hours from the time you're already wasting, and then you slowly dial it back. Also, I know that you have to sleep in those 24 hours, so don't go commenting down below saying that, oh, what about sleep? Okay, sleep is productive. You need sleep, and sleep is good. You need sleep to function, and that's where the sponsor of this video comes in, which is no one. Don't click off the video. I know you're about to. I only have like 400 subs. Come on now. Okay, so we already have a good idea of what's good for us and our time, and here's an easy question to ask yourself if you want to know if something is a waste of time. Should I be doing this right now? It's a great question. If I ask myself right now, should I be recording this video right now? 100% yes, there's no question about that. Hopefully you can answer yes to that question 80% of the time when you ask it to yourself, because then you're roughly following 80-20. But what is not a waste of time? Not all time wasted is a waste of time. Let's take hanging out with some good friends. Maybe you have a choice between working on your business for a couple more hours extra or hanging out with your friends. It might feel productive to work more instead of hanging out with your friends, but don't fall into this trap. If one evening you decide to hang out with a good friend instead of working an extra hour on your business because you were already working on it all day, I would take the hangout any day. Because one, if you just keep grinding, you're gonna get hella diminished returns because you can only grind for so long in a given day, and I'm telling you, it's not that long. No one can grind 12 hours a day. That shit's just not real. What are you talking about? And two, hanging out with a good friend is a time to rejuvenate, to recuperate that energy that you lost to work. Regenerating yourself and building your energy back up is productive. Plus the energy that you get from this hangout, you can use it tomorrow to fuel your work and do even more work. It really is a win-win situation, so don't ruin your friendships just because you want to grind. Like, come on. And next, this is something that I really want to address. Let's talk about video games. You saw this one coming. This is a somewhat controversial topic in the self-improvement space, and depending on how you see them, it can change your outlook on them. But I'm just gonna lay my opinion out there even though no one asked, but I think video games in moderation are fine. Especially if you're getting 10 out of 10 enjoyment, like I'm talking about. You couldn't be doing anything more fun right now. But I think where video games become an issue is when you just play them out of habit or use it just to fill time. Like maybe you have like an extra hour or two one evening and you just really don't know what to do, even though you know you could be doing something better, and you just do it just cuz, not because you actually want to. That's the problem. Again, 80-20. If you want to dick around in a game and just enjoy it for a little bit, go for it, man. I'm not anti-video game. I'm not saying that video games are shit and you should just delete all of them in your entire life. Like, no, that's not what I'm saying. But as long as the other majority of your time is spent on something worthwhile, then go for it, man. Like, again, you know your priorities better. You should know if it's worth it or not. But also be realistic. If you're getting 10 out of 10 enjoyment from a game, that's awesome. But don't cope and say that you're getting 10 out of 10 enjoyment for like multiple hours a day, every single day, because you just know that shit is not true. No video game is 10 out of 10 enjoyable for multiple hours every single day. And I know that's not true because I was in that situation. I was just literally coping into thinking that I was having fun, but I just wasn't. And if you're in a similar situation to that, you know it too. Okay, So I think if you enjoy this video about not wasting time, then I think you'll like this video about how you're gonna die one day, and it's actually a pretty good thing. Being able to die is just what makes life so damn cool. Kind of dark, I know, but it's still a great video. Anyways, drop a like and a sub.